Peace, y'all. Hello. So, let me take this gum out. So, this is my review on Queen of the South episode 13, which was the last episode prior to season 5. So, if you don't watch Queen of the South or you're not familiar, you could find the whole series on Netflix up to season 4. And then I had to pay on Amazon Prime for season 5 because I don't have USA on my cable, but it's on USA Network. Not sure what day it comes on. I'll have to check. Used to come on Wednesdays, so we'll see. All right, so let me get into it because I'm not trying to take forever. So for season 5, oh, excuse me. So season 4, episode 13. So there was so much going on. Hopefully you already watch it, and then I don't really have to catch you all the way up. So I just want you to be able to watch my my season 5, episode 1 review. So I'm going to catch you up because there's things that I forgot. So I watched season 4, episode 13, and on there, Javier was still alive. My man Javier. So here's what happened on episode 13. So keep in mind, Tony, Teresa's nephew, and I'm going to be doing the little accent. I might switch and say Teresa, I don't know, but I like to say Teresa. That's my show. And so Teresa, her godson, Tony, had just got blown up in a vehicle that was meant for Teresa. All right, Teresa. So it hadn't been meant for her, but the judge was upset because his nephew got killed, and he found out it was Teresa people who killed his nephew. So he had a bomb in her vehicle, and Tony was trying to learn how to drive. He probably about 16, and he got blown up. So that was very devastating. So episode 13 starts off with Tony had just died, and so then you see Javier in the car with the judge's son, because the judge's son, he has like mental issues, and he go in and out of the mental hospital, and the judge always treated him badly and gave favor to his nephew over his son because he was like embarrassed to his son, always made him feel bad. So the son ended up finding out they had Amelia hostage. They had her locked up, and Amelia was Javier girl. So Javier loved Amelia, but where she originated was from his crazy cousin Boaz. Boaz, that he used to have her on lock. He had her shook down Mexico, making her be with him, but she was done with him. So she ended up falling in love with his cousin Javier, and Boaz is crazy. One day, I believe I'm going to go back and I'm going to start reviewing all the way from the beginning because this is the only show that I would like to review. So Boaz used to be with Amelia and had her locked down in Mexico, but somehow or another, I don't recall right now, she ended up getting with his cousin Javier. They fell in love. They were together. She got pregnant, and Javier just found out she was pregnant, and then she got kidnapped by the judge and them. And this is in retaliation because Javier actually killed the judge's nephew, but it was Boaz's fault because Boaz is crazy. So the judge's nephew was in Teresa bar, and somehow or another they got into it. Boaz got mad at the nephew, the judge's nephew, and then he went in the bathroom, and he got killed. The nephew got killed, and they had his body in the trunk. But somehow it got found out that it was Teresa and them people. So the judge, in retaliation, came and got Amelia and had her hostage, asking her questions and things like that. So the judge's son found out that they had this woman, and he just never knew his father was into such type of things like that. So he ended up telling Javier one way or the other. So Javier ended up in this episode, he's in the vehicle with the judge. Javier's in the vehicle with the judge's son, and the judge's son is taking him to where Amelia's body is at because the judge and them killed her one way or another. I don't remember how it happened. So they get to the grave site, and Javier like dug in the dirt, and then he see part of her body, and he just start crying. He was so devastated. So that was that. That's the part about that. He just found out that she's dead. And so, let's see what's next. All right, so that's it. So Javier love her so much. Boaz love her. Boaz crazy about the girl, you know. But Boaz not in this episode yet. So once, Javier, once he saw Amelia was dead, he made his way back to Teresa and them. So when he walked in, Pote was like, "Where you been at? Or where you been, cabron?" So Javier was just all upset, and he was like, he need to talk to Teresa. So he told Teresa what happened with Amelia and stuff, because Teresa and them were mad at him because he was missing and all this stuff. And he admitted that they killed the judge's nephew, and that was retaliation, that they got Amelia or what have you. So somebody came in for the judge, and like this cop who worked with the judge, and he came in and he said, you know, they was coming to get Javier. So long story short, somewhere in the episode, Teresa ended up turning Javier over to the judge, and because she was trying to make peace with the judge, and it was like they killed his nephew, so it's never going to be peace without some type of, you know, olive branch. And the olive branch, the judge said he want Javier for killing his nephew, so she turned Javier over, and they end up killing my man Javier. Ooh, that hurt when I seen that last time. I said, oh, they killed Javier. He was that bull, man. Javier was the best one on the show. So that was it. They set Javier on fire some type of way. So that's how he died. So that was bad. So what else happened next? So Dumas, that's the bull. So remember, Teresa and them are in New Orleans, and they first had beef with this a black bull, Dumas, and they end up start working together. But Dumas used to work with the judge, and the judge is corrupt, so he worked with him for many years. But he ended up betraying the judge and working with Teresa, and so the judge ends up finding that out by the end of the episode. So that's a side note. So the judge ended up coming home and finding out his son killed himself. He took some pills. You saw him on the floor and everything, and the judge was just devastated. You know, people who do people dirty always salty when something like that happens. But he did his son so bad, and his son ended up killing himself. He just couldn't deal with it all. So the judge was devastated. And so then the last part of that episode, Teresa and Pote and them were out there in like a parking lot, and a car pulled up all fast, and it was James, my man James. But you know, if they killed Javier, they had to bring James back, because it's like the same type of vibe, like that bull, that the Teresa ace who like get it in, who like no joke, and that's how James was before he left. But Javier took over for James when James was gone, because James had left and went and worked with some type of CIA agent bull or something like that in order to save Teresa. But he just disappeared, so nobody really knew where he was. So that is, if I believe, yeah, that is pretty much how that ended. Is that the judge's son got killed. James pulled up, and he shot in his stomach. He got blood all on his stomach. He like, they coming for you, Teresa. You know, da-da-da. That's how the season ended. So that's the last thing we saw before COVID and all this delay waiting on the show. So it was just, you so curious, like, where James came from, and who after Teresa, and what's going on, and is James going to die, and, and all that type of stuff. So that is season 4, episode 13, to catch you up on that. And so now I'm going to do a video on season 5, episode 1, and I'm going to do it right now. All right, peace, y'all.